Salutations, everybody. It is Matty here today. I hope all of you are doing absolutely wonderful because it's Friday. You made it to the end of the week, and let's round things out with a little bit of Bethesda news, shall we? Because they've been making a lot of announcements, a lot of noise over at Bethesda, starting with QuakeCon, carrying into the rest of this week, and I think they're going to make some more noise next week, as we'll discuss in this all-encompassing announcement-focused video. So if you're new here and you're into what's going on with Bethesda, please consider subscribing. Love to have you on board. And with that, let's begin at the top. Bethesda Game Studios. They made a very interesting announcement with Elder Scrolls Castles. This one's coming out September 10th. The rollout for this has been kind of strange because they released it in particular regions of the world, and it was only on the Google Play Store for a certain stretch of time, and now it's arriving everywhere September 10th. And alongside that was a little video from the developers at Bethesda Game Studios showcasing the game, breaking down all of its features, and I'm going to be honest, y'all, like, I love Fallout Shelter, not just because of the memories attached to the idea of, you know, seeing Fallout 4 and then Shelter drops, and as someone who does not like mobile games, realizing, like, oh my god, this is such a great mobile game and putting an ungodly amount of time into it. Like, I have a lot of love for Fallout Shelter. And Elder Scrolls Castles, I think the best thing I can say about it right now, looking from afar, is it's Elder Scrolls Fallout Shelter. But looking at this thing, man, I know there's a lot of, like, I call it ES6 brain rot. Like, anything Elder Scrolls related that gets announced now is doomed to be just submitted by Elder Scrolls 6 comments. But it's not even that for me. I'm cool with Elder Scrolls spin-offs and different approaches to Elder Scrolls. I just think we can do better than this. When I look at Elder Scrolls Castles, I even look at the art style and go, what? Like, what? This just doesn't look right. At least one thing you could say about Elder Scrolls Blades is that really, I thought, captured the Elder Scrolls look and feel a little bit. Was it like Skyrim or Oblivion or Morrowind, the games that I truly own from the franchise? No, but could it emulate it at least decently in art style? Yeah, respectably so for a mobile game. Like, I don't really love Elder Scrolls Blades, but I don't hate it. But when I look at something like Elder Scrolls Castles, I just don't like this art style, man. But also, the other thing I had a problem with was watching all of the developers highlight, I put this in quotes, features for the game. But as someone who played a lot of Fallout Shelter, a lot of this is just Fallout Shelter with a different skin. Like, I'm not trying to trivialize their efforts. There's little different things, like whoever's the emperor can change at any point in time. But I feel like there are also games like this that have been done before and much better and don't have microtransactions attached to them. One thing that I have to say about Fallout Shelter, as much as I really liked it, is that later on in the game's update cycle, the microtransactions, you know, they started to introduce new types for, like, questing beyond the vault and getting more energy and all that sort of stuff, where I thought the initial launch of the game was very balanced, and I thought they kind of got away from that. And so I have a little less trust, especially after how Elder Scrolls Blades was economized, which was not great at all. So Elder Scrolls Castles, like any Bethesda Game Studios game, I'll fire it up and just see what's going on there just to make sure I'm on top of things. But, like, as a fan of the franchise, I don't find this exciting. As someone who likes previous games from, I believe this is the Bethesda Game Studios Montreal team, I don't find this exciting. And I think that a lot of the features just look too familiar, where if they had more of an Elder Scrolls-y spin on it beyond, like, different, you know, like Argonians or the Redguard inhabiting this instead of vault, a castle, then I'd be more excited. So maybe for, like, the Elder Scrolls diehards, this is really exciting for them. But for me, as someone who I think loves Elder Scrolls a ton, this isn't lighting my fire. So that's coming out September 10th if you are interested in it. Now, even earlier this week, we got an announcement from QuakeCon, multiple announcements at that, and they were all Doom related. No real information on Doom the Dark Ages, at least as of this moment in time, but we did get the announcement of Doom 1 and 2, which I am so pumped about, and it's available right now. And also, if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can just go ahead and download it right this moment. And the feature set for this thing is insane. So you already had Doom 1 and 2, which got re-released a while ago, enhanced. But now, alongside all of the content that was in those enhanced editions, you have a brand new episode that was made by id Software, Night Dive Studios, and Machine Games. It's called Legacy of the Rust, and it is the first official episode since Doom 2 to feature new demons and weapons, and it's broken into 2 episodes with 16 maps in total. There's also online cross-platform deathmatch and 16-player co-op. Like, it's absolutely insane. There's community published mod support available now. So now you can even publish your own mods on PC and download them in game. Like, it's awesome. They've even improved the performance, so it's up to 60 frames now at 1080p on all platforms and 120 at 4K res on Xbox Series consoles, PC, and PS5. But like I said, on top of that, there are things that were in that enhanced edition. The master levels for Doom 2, TNT Evolution, the Plutonia experiment, No Rest for the Living, Sigil. There's so much content here. It is insane. My first introduction to Doom was actually on the Xbox Live Arcade when it was a downloadable title there, and I absolutely love the original Doom. I actually have the classic collection on my PS4 when I bought it from Limited Run Games, and no doubt this is going to get another physical re-release, but I'm very excited about this. I thought this was a great little shadow drop. So if you want to check that out, that's available now. Also available now, this one was surprising to me because I thought, if anything, this would arrive a little bit sooner, but Doom Eternal, yes, Doom Eternal from 2020 is getting official mod support now. And as broken down by Marty Stratton, it is the same tool set that was used to build Doom Eternal in the first place. So right now, there's already some test maps out there of people who are way better at Doom Eternal than me, by the way. This gameplay is not mine. And holy smoke, some people are just cooking on this game. But Doom Eternal getting official mod support, I'm always cheering for this sort of stuff. I think it's great to see. You know, for example, The Witcher 3 just got official mod support. And I love that it's no longer, not that it always was, but I love that it's no longer in the spotlight just Bethesda Game Studios and their modding community that's kind of being taken away from them effectively. Like, there are so many other modding communities out there, because I think one thing that Bethesda Game Studios, for example, did really well was you nurture your modding scene, and then you get to hire the people who know how to make your type of game, and you sort of skip a whole onboarding process because everyone's already familiar with your tool set, or at least roughly familiar with your tool set. And so now other companies are going to be able to benefit from that. Like, hardcore Doom fans are going to be able to not just make their own classic Doom episodes like in 1 and 2, but they can make Doom Eternal mods and then evolve that into a career. Same thing with CD Projekt Red, making Witcher 3 Cyberpunk mods and evolving that into a career, especially because CD Projekt Red is expanding globally. Right now, they're like in Boston. So it's really, really exciting to see more companies embracing the modding community. And so I'm very excited to see what modders come up with in Doom Eternal. I feel like it's a natural fit because I think of 2016's Snap Map, which I thought was just always so overlooked, had so much potential. If you go to some of the top rated ones right now, you'll see like there's a Pillar of Autumn Halo Combat Evolved mission recreation there. And you can feel like it's almost there. It's working with what it's got. And there are moments, if you're like me, you've played that game like a dozen times, you'll be like, right, I remember that. It's done in a little cheeky way, but now the idea that someone could like recreate Halo fully in Doom Eternal is awesome. So I'm very excited to see what projects are taking on. The only thing I worry, I guess, a bit about is the support is here. Meanwhile, we're moving on to Doom the Dark Ages, presumably in 2025, if that release window holds from id. So I'm wondering how many people are going to be driven to just start making mods all these years later. I could be totally wrong, but I'm interested to see how that all goes and what comes from this community. Now, sticking with Doom, there were a new set of creations revealed during this QuakeCon showing. Some of them were for Skyrim and some of them were for Starfield. What was, I thought, the most exciting of the bunch based on what I just played recently, we have a video up on the channel now about it with the Bard's College expansion, is what's next from King Ath Creations, where they're making a free mini quest that is based around the Doom license. You could hear, again, voice acting in it. The art looks sick here. It looks like you're gonna get the Doom armor, you're gonna get the sword and everything. I am so pumped for this because, look, again, I'll just point you to that video. It is up on the channel right now. That creation from King Ath Creations, the Bard's College expansion, is so good. Like, the way they just incorporated everything into the base game in such a natural way. Like, I am so excited that they are working on Starfield content as well. This is a company that after Bard's College expansion, like anything they make, I will buy. This is a free mini quest, so you don't have to buy it, which is, again, really awesome to see that they're just doing this. So I'm very pumped about this, excited to see what comes of it. We have one more announcement to get into before we transition over to Starfield, which leads us into potential announcements happening as soon as next week from Bethesda. What we're looking at here is Fallout 76's newest update following up Skyline Valley, which is called Milepost Zero. This is dropping on September 3rd. It's been available in the PTS. What you have effectively is a new caravan system in the game. The caravans will spawn on the map as dynamic events that are going to move through certain parts of the map. You'll have to protect them from enemies attacking said caravan. You're going to get supplies afterwards, which you can take back to Milepost Zero, and you can upgrade particular caravans and invest in types of caravans. So you'll have like the ammo merchant or like a decorator, imported goods, etc., etc. So there's a little bit of a progression here. There's a brand new currency, if you will, here as well in the supplies. So it's nothing crazy on the level of Skyline Valley where you can expect me making like a review of the update, but it's really cool to see them following up what I thought was their best update since Wastelanders in something pretty quick and pretty cool and actually has some substance there. So that is, again, due out September 3rd. But let's talk a bit about what's going on with Starfield, because that leads into those potential announcements I was talking about. It's been leaked online like everywhere. It's been reposted everywhere. So many YouTube channels re-uploaded. Starfield vehicle gameplay leaks are out in the wild right now, and it looks awesome. Like, so good. It's in first person, complete Mako vibes from Mass Effect 1. I love how things that I probably should have considered but didn't expect are here, like gravity impacting the vehicle, the way it's bouncing around. You can hear your companion reacting to things you're doing in the vehicle. I hope you can go into third person. I imagine you'd be able to, but I just hope you can. I just think this looks so good. The only thing I guess I worry about with seeing this gameplay is what was one of my initial concerns, in that I'm probably going to crash into like every single rock here. So I hope planets are, barren enough where I can just go from point A to point B without crashing a million times. Skill issue, I guess. But otherwise, this looks awesome. And I'm curious to see how this is incorporated into something like Shattered Space, because my prediction is, as we get into announcements in the future, as I've said before, so we won't sit on it for too long, is Starfield's new update featuring this vehicle gameplay is probably going to be shadow dropped during Opening Night Live or sometime during Gamescom, with the announcement of Shattered Space coming probably within a week, because I feel like Shattered Space should likely land on the 1-year anniversary for Starfield. Like, it'd be really cool to see Starfield and its Shattered Space expansion dropping September 1st. And hey, right now you can get this vehicle update. And since the vehicle update will be in the game by that point in time, I hope that they're actually going to make it useful in this new set of quest content. Because right now, the only worry I would have about the vehicle is I'm kind of going from point A to point B to things that don't interest me much, which is a lot of procedural content. So that is the only, I would say, lingering concern. But otherwise, I think the vehicle gameplay looks absolutely outstanding. Otherwise, announcements coming down the line here. Gotta do Indiana Jones soon. Time is ticking. The original rumor was that it was going to arrive with an announcement at D23. The whole Disney Expo, because there were rumors that it was going to be gaming focused, and we did get some of that with like a big Fortnite collaboration. Unfortunately, no Kingdom Hearts 4 news, but no announcements for Indy there. So with Gamescom coming up, and right now, as far as we know, based on what Xbox posted with their little roadmap, Indiana Jones sticking to 2024. All right, I think it's time to announce a release date. When's that going to be? Right now, the rumor, according to The Verge, is December. I do wonder with the Avowed delay if November might be a time to kind of make the cut. I wonder if with the Avowed delay, if they might shoot for November, especially because if they want to make the cut for the Game Awards, I believe there's a certain point in November where the line is drawn. So maybe they shoot for the stars there if they can pull it off. But either way, really excited to learn more about that game. And so there's a lot more announcements in the tuck from Bethesda likely coming up here. And so it's going to be a busy couple of weeks for them once more. And in turn, that means a busy couple of weeks for me. So that'll be fun. But ladies and gentlemen, these are all the announcements that Bethesda has been making. What do you make of all of this? Let me know down below. Other than that, take excellent care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.